Hey, good afternoon, traders, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to look at Tesla. Ticker symbol is TSLA, and we're going to do an in-depth analysis from a technical perspective, and I'm going to show you ultimately what Tesla needs to do on the chart, as well as where I think it can ultimately go once we put in some of the price action that I think is coming. So let's start off on the monthly time frame. Clearly you can see Tesla's in an uptrend. We've broken above the previous all-time high, right? I've outlined and identified some very interesting resistance level. Previous all-time high going back to 2021. We have broken above that on a very, very bullish September candle. Now, what we need to see in October is we need to see a close above, a monthly close that is, above, let's call it 452. A monthly close above 452 is going to cement in concrete that we are now confirmed above the previous all-time high. Why do I say that? Let me walk you through it. Okay, so this candle where we went up to an all-time high, this was on the Trump news of the when Elon was partnering up, he was in the White House. Tesla exploded to about $500, right? And then it came viciously back down to where we set these lows at around 250, right? Basically like a 50% retracement. And from there, we've had this bullish move, right? We had this bullish move up, we had this bullish consolidation, and then we had the breakout. So we have never confirmed above the previous all-time high. I want that to sink in with everybody. But that's not a bad thing right now because it looks like we are possibly going to accomplish that close on a monthly basis above the previous all-time high in terms of confirmation. We've already closed above it, but like I said, now we need to see this confirming move above 452. You could see when we shot up here back, back in, what was it? It was back in January, we wicked up and then sold back through, never got a confirming candle. In fact, the next month, wicked up, never got above it. So we never had a confirming candle. Now, this month, we have the possibility of a confirming candle. So that's super bullish if we get it. And very important to note. So we're going to be on the lookout for that. Okay, so now and we're obviously confidently above all the moving averages. So that's very good. And RSI is looking pretty good too. That could turn right back up. So now let's look at it on the weekly time frame. Okay, what do we see there? Let's analyze it under that same lens. So previous all-time high. Let's see. Did we confirm above this breakout candle on the weekly time frame? Yes, we did. We confirmed the following week. So the reason that's important is because now this becomes weekly support. As you can see right here, right? It came down, we found weekly support, and now we're putting in a move back up. So, couple things. One, it defended this 420 range. It's actually 414. That 414 level on Tesla has held amazingly well. In fact, post earnings last night, sold down in after hours today, all the way down to I think 413. And where did we close? We closed at 448. Insane price action. Looks amazing, right? So now we just got to get continuation. So on the weekly time frame, this looks incredible. What do we have here, right? If you look at it on the weekly, we had again that same bull flag, right here, bull flag, breakout, confirmed, and now we're putting in another bull flag, depending on how you draw this. I'm gonna just draw it by virtue of this resistance here, this support here, and there you go. As long as we're inside this kind of range right here, that, my friends, is a bull flag. Okay, now let's look at it on the daily time frame because this is where it's kind of cleaning up. It looks pretty good on the daily time frame because, again, of this hold today and this bullish, absolutely bullish close today, like insane. So let's look at what we have here, right? We have the moving averages, the 9 and the 20, and then the 150 and 200. So the 150 SMA, the 200 moving average, that's right down here. I don't think we're going to get back down there. I think this is going to continue to curl up. I think, and let me just make sure which moving averages we have on. Yeah, we have on the daily 9, the 20, and the 50, and the 150 and the 200. Okay, so there we have it. So what's interesting about that is we've never closed below confirming wise. We've closed below this moving average, but we have not confirmed below it, right? You had this massive move down, close. What did we do? Never closed below it. So we would have needed to close below 412. We never done that. And then as we've gone up, we've basically held, broke back through it, confirmed above it, sold back down, and never even closed below this one. We had the wick down. So this, my friends, is extremely bullish price action on the daily chart, especially with today's close and yesterday's wick. So this looks very, very good. Now let's also look at it on the 4-hour chart, okay? I want to show you what I'm seeing here. And by the way, these blue blocks right here are bullish order blocks, or call them demand zones. Super important to have on your charts because they will show you amazing price levels of support, as you can see, right? So we came in, wick closed, or came into it, came back up, came into it, went back up, went down through it, got to the bottom range of this, and then made our move back up, created this bull flag, broke out, came in. But anyways, what I'm showing you here is the fact that anytime it gets into one of these blue order blocks or demand zones, if you will, you're going to get bullish response, or you're going to get some type of response. It could go all the way through it, in which case it would turn into resistance. But clearly you can see they act as very, very good designations of demand, right? And then you couple that with the various moving averages, and you have an amazing recipe for great entry points on your stocks. So I have this setup and this layout on all my charts, depending on kind of what I'm looking at. I might turn some things off, but it's super important to go through that. I might even do a video and show you guys how I set up my charts and what all these mean. But clearly you could see they're very, very important as price action moves into them, especially when we're in a directional move like we are on Tesla. So here we have the last couple days, right? We had this move down, and then we had this immediate reaction, and we had a confirmation on the 4-hour of this move. So what do I expect from here? Well, I expect a move through this resistance. So this is a bearish order block of supply. I think we're going to either move through it or potentially gap up tomorrow. What makes me say that? Well, this volume on the 4-hour is absolutely bullish. The fact that we had this open, huge volume, and then we had even a larger closing 4-hour candle, which confirmed it, right? So tomorrow, I think we're going to get a move higher. I think we are going to, and even if we don't, that's okay. We're still going to have support right into this area right here at 440. And also important monthly high, right? So you have this amazing level of support here at 440. So we're either going to do one of two things. We're going to move through it, or we're going to consolidate a little bit and do something like this, back into this moving average, do something like that, right? And get our move. Or we might just get our move and then consolidate, like we might gap up, which would be amazing because I'm in Tesla calls and a Tesla position long. So so obviously there's my positioning. So a move up would be fantastic. A gap up would be great. Then I'd like to see it retested. I'd like to see it come back down, maybe close the gap. That would be amazing at 448 or wherever that ultimately is. I think it was 448 on the daily. And then we get our move higher. But if it does something like this, we are going much, much higher. Again, let's go back to the monthly chart, right? The monthly chart gives us, if we get that move above 452 and close above it on the monthly chart, that is extremely bullish. And that, my friends, would mean that this previous this important monthly high, I have it designated because of this one right here, will become a very key level of support. And this will be a secondary level of support. That 415, 414 area. So yeah, I mean, this one looks really, really good. Let's look at the RSI. So RSI, look at this, my friends. We bounced off of the 50. This is nothing but bullish. So bounced off of the 50, curling back up, making its move higher. We have a tremendous amount of room to run. So where do I think, what I think everybody's been waiting for, where do I think this can go? Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to measure this bull flag and the projected move up, move higher. Okay, so we're going to take our fib-based extension, time-based, let's see, it is trend-based extension. Okay, so we're going to start it from the bottom of the flagpole, which would be here. We're going to take it to its high. And for those of you who are not familiar on how to use this is how you do it. You draw it from the bottom of the flagpole, top of the flagpole, then you take the bottom to the low, the pivot low, which would be 411, and then you get your trend-based extension moves. Okay, so first trend-based extension is the 618. Okay, that takes us to about $518. Okay, the next target level would be $584. That's the 100% move on that fib-based extension. The next one is going to be, most people don't have these other levels on, the 120, the 123.6, the 138.2, the 150. But I encourage you to put those on. So most people will just look at the the 161.8, which is the 100% move plus the 618. That takes you all the way up to almost 700. Then you have the 175% extension at 714, and then you have the 200% extension at 757. I know this all sounds super crazy, but if this does what it is supposed to do based on this technical analysis and based on these confirmations that I've given you and outlined in this video, then those levels are possible. Okay, now I want to show you call volume flow today. Okay, so what I've set up is inside here, this is black box. For those of you who don't use it, I encourage you to do so because you could do some really cool things and view option flow. So I have it set up as follows: all puts and calls, flow colors, which means the way it was acquired or the way it was sold off. As far as the bid ask, I set everything at or above the ask. Okay, that's all I want to look at. I want to see if it was bought at or above the ask, meaning ask, because we want to see sweeps, right? Then I want to see value, premium. I want to see everything that is either, which is basically over 500,000 and over $1 million, okay, in value premium. So that gives you the big boys. That gives you the real action that's happening in the market. Then, obviously, I want to look at all sectors. I want to put in today's date, right? And I want to apply, and then I want to see just Tesla, right? So I want to come in here. If I just go all, I could see all option flow for the day and all the big option flow, right? So you could see the SPY in here. You could see some puts were acquired. You could see the value, 5.96 million, 8.31 million. So there's some big boys making some plays. But look at where the expiration is, 2027. End of the month, 700 strike price 915. So, again, you have to really analyze these through the lens of date, expiration, and obviously strike. Okay, I digress. So let's go back into Tesla. Look at this, my friends. Again, technical analysis and doing what we do is about putting the pieces of the puzzle together to create a thesis, right? So what I use technical analysis, I use the fundamentals analysis, and then I use option flow. Option flow is a great tool to show you how the big boys are being positioned, right? And again, you got to be able to stitch together the pieces of the puzzle. So look at the option flow today. And again, I had puts on here. This isn't just call vol option flow. So look at this, all calls. You have one put for May of 2026 that was swept. And everything else, for the most part, was calls. So now let's look at the end of the day. Look at these massive, let's just go through the value. So look at these sweeps at almost $1 million, over $1 million, 1.1 million, and then direct your attention to the strike prices, direct your attention to the spot price from when it was. But look at this. Look at these 940s. Look at these 910s. Look at these 700 strike that were bought and put on the market and sold today. 500s, 400s, 450s. So these are some major, massively and major bullish bets on really large or really higher, much higher strike prices that align with exactly what I was showing you in terms of this. If we get this confirmed move on the monthly and we basically build this bullish structure of this bull flag here, and then we get a breakout with confirmation, my friends, those targets are getting hit. You know, the first one obviously being 518, second one being 584, and then I think we can go as high. I'm not going to put my neck out there and say we could go to the 200, but is the 150% at 671 entirely possible? I think it is, as well as the 161.8 trend base extension. So there you have it. That puts us at 700 on Tesla. I mean, I know it sounds crazy, but if these things happen, there is a bullish case that those price targets get hit. So anyways, I share all of this for educational purposes and to share with everyone what I'm doing with my own personal trading portfolio. As I mentioned, I have calls on Tesla. I have stock position in Tesla, on the underlying shares, and I'm bullish to the upside, especially after the recent price action. I mean, how can you not be? So again, no financial advice given. I encourage everyone to do their own technical analysis, their own due diligence. Do not take my advice blindly. But if you like this video, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. I know this went super long. I know this, went longer than I wanted to, but I thought I'd do this thorough analysis on Tesla, give you guys kind of how I look at the charts, how I break it down, all the things I'm looking at. And if you thought it was useful, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I will continue to bring you guys and deliver value and opportunities as they present themselves in the market. All right, guys, take care. Peace and love. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye now.